Chat Capital, what's good? We working or what? We working or what? Just getting a little bit of settings in the mix, twins. We getting a little bit of settings in the mix. How we doing, boys? Chat Capital, what the business is? What the business is, chat? We live on YouTube, any delays? I hope not. If we got delays, we're gonna have a category 17 crash out. Boys! Drop frames, 0. All right, let's get these lights on, twin.
Let's be real about it. I mean,
Chat Capital.
I mean, I don't even really have a real hobby. That's not a real.
Am I alive here on this live stream, man?
I need $1 billion. Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it. I mean, I don't even.
Am I alive here on this live stream, y'all?
Real problem, and I still got it. I need $1 billion. Yeah,
we got a little bit of latency. It's all good. Figuring this stuff out as we go.
I'm not fun to be around now. I want the whole
Chat Capital, what's good? What was I looking at? I was looking at a bunch of stuff on here. Hold on. What we got rolling here? Chat Capital.
I'm out in BK, Steve Nash. I don't see much, man. I only
Can't even see nothing out these damn things, boys.
You need to relax, and my favorite drug is hustle. I'm about to relapse. I'm getting all this money just from making these apps. Hope they take care of my hood when I'm paying each tax. I'm managing my waist, so they saying he's trash, but they look me up on Google. They be keeping these.
Chat Capital.
Be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you.
Chris, what's good, legend?
I mean, I don't even really have.
How you doing, boss?
That's not a real problem, and I still got it.
I haven't had a chance to check any DMs, man. The house is on fire right now, dude. We got new deal in today. Oh wow. There we go. There we go. What we talking about, chat? Hey, I don't know if y'all know, but the markets is up. Chat, markets is back.
You can't take that shit. I can't fake that shit. I'm the one to get. I don't give a damn about who I'm up against. Almost ready to tour and tear the scene up. Working for a quarter century to earn my freedom. Got 100 more years to go. Won't kick my feet up on my Kanye tip. I'm about to shake the arena. And they
all right, chat.
They be trying to flatter me. Baddest beast. You should really
all right, chat.
I'm not lit on Twitter, but they gon' still be atting me. They can't take it out of me. Mommy would be proud of me. Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it. I mean, I don't even really have a real hobby. That's not a real problem, and I still got it. I need $1 billion. Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it. I mean, I don't even really have a real hobby. It's not a real problem, and I still got it. I need $1 billion. Yeah.
My boys. Let me see, man.
There's a new app.
All right. Chat. We got so much going on. My head's a little about to blow up. All right. What we got going on? Does this work, y'all? Is this working? David's in the chat if this is working. I might have a 15-second delay. We might have a 10. I messed up and clicked normal latency instead of low latency. We chalk. Hey, chat. Chat, I need a tech team. We're hiring tech teams. I'll give you $1 million fixed tech. No stream on Twitch tonight. Why? Because Twitch gave your boy 15 million drop frames. And what we doing now? Okay, it worked. So I think it's probably like a 5 to 10 second delay. I'm gonna get back to your message 1 sec. I'm trying to study something real quick, Chris, of if there's a way to improve the latency while I'm on stream. Defaults to latency, which has a 10-second delay. Live in control room. Dun dun dun. Okay, I gotta go to control room. My YouTube studio. Shout out to Gemini for the boys. For the boys. We got so much we gotta cook up today, y'all. Like, y'all trying to build a thumbnail together? We can work on that today too. For the boys. We got so much we gotta cook up today, y'all. Okay, good. The W's are coming in. Y'all trying to build a thumbnail together? It's just a little delayed. Y'all trying to build a thumbnail together? We can work on that today too. For the boys. We got so much we gotta cook up today, y'all. Okay, good. The W's are coming in. Y'all trying to build a thumbnail together? It's just a little delayed. Y'all trying to build a thumbnail together? Yeah, yesterday was chalked, Rich. We can work on that today too. Yesterday was so chalked. Yesterday was so chalked. We gotta cook up today, y'all. Okay, good. It was W's are coming in. So if you guys want to understand the difficulties and troubles of trying to multi-stream on multiple platforms, essentially what I've learned so far. Yesterday was chalked, Rich. We can work on that today. What I really learned so far. Yesterday was. Oops. I feel like there's two of me. Is it like two of me talking? There probably was two of me talking. But hold on. Let me do this. You see, this is what happens. When I'm deep in a model all day, it's like my brain forgets how to do any of this content stuff. I swear I have short-term memory loss. Anyway, I'm just going to talk to you guys from a delay. And then we won't act like we got 15 seconds. How y'all doing, man? Catch me up on life, man. I feel like we haven't connected in 2 days since yesterday's stream was a chalked. Esco and me, what's up, champ? How you doing, legend? How the heck you doing? Oh, thank you for viewing my story 2 days ago. Of course. I think you gotta tag me, right? Or you reposted one of my joints? Of course. Anybody that looks at my content, reposts my content, I'm gonna check out the story. I'm gonna like the joint. I'm gonna show some love, man. That's how we do it in the Kenny Finance fam, dude. That's how we do it in the Kenny Finance fam. Gents, we have a little bit of a tad bit of a delay, primarily because of I pressed the wrong setting, so we have the bad latency, not the fast latency. I don't know how to fix that. But Duvid, how you doing, sir? How are you, sir? Hope you guys are having an incredible, amazing day. Oh, it's on a whole different stream key. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We got so much to crank out. Give me a little bit of tidbits on your guys' day. What y'all been up to? Esco, you're a finance guy, right? Are you? Something tells me you're a finance guy. I see a suit in your picture. It reminds me of a finance-esque type of vibe. I know Duve is just an overall shred lord at all things in life. Rich Topic is a mogul. Chris is a vibe coder next. Oh, Chris, I owe you comments on a lot of stuff, don't I? All right, Chris. What do you want me to look at on stream and what don't you want me to look at on stream, Chris? I owe you a lot of stuff. So, whatever it is that you think is good to look at on stream, Chris, I can take a look at that. Oh my goodness. Duvid's wedding shopping. Let's go. Hey, W Duvid, congrats, dog. Congrats. Congrats, man. That's epic, bro. I'm so happy for you. I am so happy for you. Wedding shopping. Let's freaking roll, man. Let's freaking roll. Hey, chat. W in the chat for Duvid. All right? We got to find Duvid a cash flowing business for his wedding. Hey, my wedding gift to you, Duvid, is to find you an incredible cash flowing asset, my pal. All right? Hey, smash that like button for Doobie, y'all. For me and Doobie. That's freaking epic. All right, Chris wants us. Chris is one of the hardest working cats on the streams, man. He wants us to take a look at something. I'm gonna pull this up. It says authentication required. Wait, which one's supposed to be done? Chris, is this secure? Is this secure, Chris? Hey, I'm gonna need y'all help with this too. I got this morning. I don't know how to pick healthcare. We got to get healthcare for our employees. Ooh, we got all types of information here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But we got healthcare for our employees. I need y'all help figuring out how to figure out healthcare. All right. Let me see. We are going to check out Chris's fantastic. What'd you build first, Chris? It's versatile. It's secure. Well, so what am I supposed to do? Just do email. It can be anything. All right. Let me put it in real quick, just so I don't get hacked. It can be any email. Are they gonna send me a verification thing and everything, or it's gotta be? Is it a real sign up, Chris, or can it be like anything? Let me know, Chris. Hackers are getting mighty advanced, bro. I don't want to be signing up for nothing and got my whole holding company sabotaged by the Russians. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against Russians, but you know how I be. Low key, last time I got hacked was by an Egyptian. You know what's funny? Like last time I got hacked, it was an Egyptian boy that tried to steal my Facebook and was selling Ray-Ban glasses for $15. And I was trying to say, like, bro, if you gonna actually hack me, like, bro, come on. If you gonna hack me, first of all, don't go to my Facebook. I don't use it. And then second of all, you gonna come up with a BS business model after you hack me? You don't use my and this is like 10 years ago. How you gonna hack me and go on Facebook and sell $15 Ray-Ban shades? Our market value is way more valuable than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you gonna hack me, at least do like one of them PayPal scams, or do like one of them JP Morgan Chase who got a. Let me shut up. I'm getting way too much insider information into the scammers. But you know, one of the latest things is who got a Chase, who got a functioning Chase account, get 10 bands overnight. I'm kidding. I know nothing about. Well, I'm not a scammer, but I know some scammers. But that's just what I be hearing in the tabloids these days. That's why I keep y'all stuff secure. That boy really tried to hack me, and then so much. All right, so Chris, let me see. Log into Versal. I'm gonna do it off. I'm not gonna share my screen yet, so I'm showing my information. But let's try this one. Oh, and then it emails a verification. It gives me a verification thing. Oh, them Cash App flip scams. They be tripping, y'all. They really be tripping. Just freaking. Oh, I don't have an account. I gotta make a whole Versal. Bro, Chris, I gotta make a whole Versal account, bro. Let me see. All right, Chris. I'm literally doing all this just for you. I'm literally doing all this just for you, Chris. All right, 619-264. I'm out here signing up for Versal for Chris, y'all. The things I do for the subs. You are signed in as developer. Access required. Okay. Request access. Approve me. Chris, approve me. I requested access. Wait, how did that work then? Wait, what? Is it another email? The heck? All right, how about this one? Chris, did you approve me as a user on this? What is this for, Chris? I feel like you got so many vibe coding projects in the oh wait, this is for Chris built us a project management site. It's not close to being done because I wasn't sure of the functionality, so I want the recommendation to change the site. Okay, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna give Chris live feedback on what we feel with the project management site. The objective was to build something like this. I can't even type today. We need to do that typing game, y'all. So this here is like a best in class. This here is like a best in class tool that a lot of civil engineering and architecture firms are using. And what we're trying to do is we're going to try our best to replicate this to where people can use it, schedule projects, people can be staffed on it, all kinds of things. So we're going to give Chris some live feedback. And whenever you're ready, Chris, feel free. Oh, I was approved. Hey, W's in the chat. I just got approved. He just approved me. Chris approved me. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Ooh, Chris called it Civil Base Pro. And look what this young bull vibe coded, y'all. W, Chris. Build with precision from survey to site. The definitive operating system for civil engineering firms, manage site operations, structural data, and project financials in one unified platform. Now, Chris, question for you. Is this, once you're done with this, is it going to be able to integrate with QuickBooks? That's a really important thing. So add that to the list. Add that to the notes. QuickBooks. Is it going to be able to integrate with QuickBooks? Enterprise grade resource planning, facts, automated accounting. Is this it or what do I got to do? Sign in with Google. Sign in with Google. Hothead, what up, legend? How we doing, Hothead? Chris, I'm going through a lot of different security protocols for this. Lucky I trust you. We got the young goat in the chat. Whoa. Whoa. Dang, Chris, we got $4.2 million of revenue. Hey. What they talking about? Active projects. Delayed review on track. Okay. Okay. Project planner. January, February, March. Hey, both y'all the goats. Hey, we got Edwin, we got Hothead, we got Chris, Rich, Todd, Big Nuvit, Esco, DJ Esco. I'm gonna call you DJ Esco. All right. Dang. Hey, hold up, Chris. This low-key look like a little movie. Resource management, active staff, overloaded, available, time tracking. And are they able to track per thing? Okay. Manual entry. All right. So I'm gonna. All right, Chris, pay attention. Take these notes. I'm gonna go from the dashboard to every single tab, and I'm gonna give you live comments on what. I'm gonna give you live comments on what could be really impressive. All right. But first, we got to clean up some of these tabs. Kenny Finance, clean up some of these tabs. We got to clean up some of these tabs. All right. All right, Chris, let me know when you're ready. I'm going to jump in, okay? All right, Chris? I'm gonna give you some good feedback, man. I'm gonna give you some good feedback, bro. You see, I just took off all the overlays. That's kind of sick, right? That's kind of sick, right? Learning all this stuff. All right, so the objective here is that we are trying to vibe code a very impressive project management tool and solution for architects and engineers. As you can imagine, they are literally on pen and paper and cash and checks, and it's one of the most archaic business models literally in the services space. So our objective is to work with Chat, aka our homeboy Chris, who's the vibe coding expert, to try and create an incredible vibe coded project management tool that is custom and unique to our specific portfolio company, so we can unlock some synergies and value creation for our team. All right, so I'm super geeked. One of the case studies, or not really case studies, one of the key competitors that we can use as a reference is this business called Monograph. I think they're trying to build what seems to be the best in class tool so far, and they seem to be literally the only one that is serving architects and civil engineering firms. And as you can see, their use case is architects, engineering by owners, operation leaders, project management, etc. And the key solutions here is that you can staff and manage your resources, and you can see how many folks are working on different projects, as well as who is over and under staffed. And then you can track the progress of projects, because as you can imagine, in a lot of civil engineering firms, a lot of things are in different stages, right? Permitting stage, construction stage, all different stages until its completion. And then there's also different billable stages as well. And then we have want to forecast performance and have project-based accounting. And project-based accounting is super important because that will allow for you to integrate with QuickBooks to try to get a sense of, per project, what is actually happening with my gross margins. And that's really important for a business owner. It's really important for the finance teams, because oftentimes gross margins are drastically different across projects. Because if I am looking at a business and I can realize that, number one, if I'm doing these 3 projects a year and they're 10% gross margins, and then there's these other 3 projects per year that are 80% gross margins, but the 10% gross margins projects are eating up all of my team's capacity, I need to be getting rid of those customers and no longer signing back renewing contracts with them, primarily because they're eating capacity at a low margin, at a low utility, right? So therefore, I need to be allocating my resources across the projects that are going to send us to the moon when it comes to margin profile. So this kind of project-based accounting, Chris, is super important, just to give us that granular detail around what revenue is expected per project, as well as who is staffed on those projects and what subcontractors are we using, and what is the cost expected to be for their time on those projects. Now, how do you estimate the gross margin? Hold on. You with me, Chris? I'm cooking. All right. You with me, Chris? So how do we actually estimate the gross margin profile per project? So what you have is, you have a new customer that is trying to build a large stadium in Los Angeles. And to do the entire design for that project, aka the engineering project, is going to be $100,000 for complete design, permitting, you name it, before they start digging. Next, that is our revenue line. The other line is going to be our in-office team that is doing some of the design work, as well as our subcontractor crews that is doing some of the field engineering work. We don't want them to simply just say, hey, I worked for 1 month, this is how many hours I worked. Instead, we want them to tell us, per week, how many hours did you spend working on this particular project? Because then we were able to understand that if 3 of our in-office team members and 2 of our subcontractors spent 10 hours working on this particular LA project, then we can see what the actual cost of goods sold is, aka the services that we needed for this particular project. So we want to break down the cost basis of how many hours are the team working on this particular project to understand that specific project's gross margin profile. And once you do that, you have the revenue of how much you're expected to make from that project, less the costs. And those costs are going to be the hours that the employees worked in office and subcontractors on that particular tagged project. Boom. There we are. So that is the objective of how the heck we want to build a best-in-class civil engineering tool. And let's see what Chris, the awesome developer, built here. All right. And he calls it Civil Based Pro. I like that. Civil Base Pro. Boom. All right. You're able to add a project. Okay, we're gonna add that functionality later. But this is kind of just like an overall dashboard, which I assume is very useful for like a general manager or an owner. So this is really good to see what our active revenue is. Like for all the projects that we do have, what's coming in and what is the expected pricing expected to be. We also have the billable utilization, and I assume this is based on like, seeing this went up 10%. Oh my God, yeah, we gotta take a look at that. All right, let me speed run through this. And as you guys can see, wait, is it on? Can you see it on my thing downstairs? Not downstairs. I literally said downstairs. On my, I wonder if Sandus is gonna pop up on the thing. Keep your tabs on the ticker. All right, Will Nye, and so great to see you, Will Nye, the science guy. All right, we can see the overall finance performance. This is good. This is useful. Active projects, the ones that are active, that are on track. I'll give you different comments on like what the specific nuances are here, but this seems interesting. And then we can go to project planner. This is what I like. So across all of the projects, we should be able to add a specific project. We're going to call this LA, Los Angeles. Okay, so if we're going to add a new project, Chris, it's going to be Los Angeles Stadium. Los Angeles Baseball Stadium. And then what we have, instead of lead architect, we're gonna call it project lead, right? So it's gonna be called project lead. And then for here, we can just put a person. But ideally, this is dynamic to where we can select amongst our existing roster of team members, right? And then there's going to be different dates. So there's a start date of like when you're actually starting on the project. Then there is a contract sign date when like they actually like sign the contract, right? So there's a few different things. Like they sign the contract and then they actually like start on that project, right? Because sometimes they sign the contract, but we actually don't start sometimes. And then duration, how many months? Let's say it's going to be 10 months. Initialize timeline. This is really cool. Let's just make sure that it's able to scroll left and right to see more beyond just June. So if there's like a dragger or something down here that I can use to drag, that'd be really nice. Yeah, like a drop down on lead architect. Like that would be really cool just to see, you know, if I wanted to add a project, Edwin's Mansion, I want to be able to pick amongst the roster of like, oh, on this project, we're going to staff Edwin, Chris, and Hothead. All right. But on the other project, we're going to staff Duvid, Will Nye, and Rich Topic. Right. On the other project, we're staffing just Boogie because he's been pissing us off and we need to just like staff this guy. Right. JK. We love Boogie. We love Boogie. All right. So this looks really cool. Project name. And I like how it's like, well, so this is interesting. So it seems like you have the project, the customer, the type of project, the duration of how long it takes, and the progress date. This is good. What we need though is like we're missing a few things. We're missing like the project title. And this project title, every time the project is made, it should create a like project code somehow, some way. And that project code should align with like, I don't know, something in like QuickBooks or something. So look that up on AI, how to align the project code with the project code in QuickBooks so that when you start to sync things, they're all integrated. We have the project title. This can be like, we're gonna call this Duvid's Wedding Chapel. We'll get married at the chapel, Duvid. We need to have customer. Like we're missing customer here. So we need to put like the customer. It kind of shows it here on this thing here that you're showing. We need to put customer. We need to put project type. And that project type can be engineering, boom, boom, boom. And then when we go in to edit the project, when it's already made, we need to have the functionality to like update the status or like stage. So the stage could be drafting. It could be, I don't know, like do AI the different stages of a project, and then this AI will give you like the outline of what all the different stages are versus drafting, site planning, all to boundaries, all that jazz. And then start date, expected completion date, because months kind of just it kind of doesn't like. I think expected completion date is likely a more aligned thing. That seems good there. And I know this is very early days, so this is already like perfect, but I'm just giving you kind of like the nuances of where I'll be poking at as we continue. And then resource management. This is good here just to understand the capacity. This is 480 hours per week. I assume it's like how many hours the team is working or available to work that week. And then this is complex, Chris, but for this kind of thing, there should be different levels of visibility, right? Like there should be different levels of visibility. Like there should be limited visibility for employees and designers that aren't executive level so that they can see resource planning, time tracking, and project planner. But they shouldn't be able to see dashboard and like overall company financials and all that. Or like the version of this that says like who's overloaded and underutilized, right? Because just imagine going into the office and you can kind of see everyone. You can see like, oh, Boogie's overloaded. Or you can see like, oh, Edwin's underutilized. You know? It feels like you're in a board meeting. Heck yeah, dog. Welcome to Jack Capital. That's how we roll, man. I'm giving y'all real feedback. We're about to build some real stuff, twin. But the fact that Chris built this in like 2 days is freaking impressive. So while we're still reviewing this, everybody put W Chris. All right. Okay. So active staff is good. Average utilization, that's good. Because taking a step back, like this is the type of thing that you want to measure as a CEO. How many hours can my team work? How many team members are working this week? How many hours can they work? And what's the utilization? This for your porco? Yes, sir, Alex Abel. Welcome back. Hope you had an incredible week. Happy, wealthy, what do we call this? Wealthy Wednesdays? Happy Wealthy Wednesdays, Alex Abel. And guys, sorry for the latency delay. For the chat delay. We have like a 10-15 second chat delay, guys. So sorry on that. I pressed the wrong button when I picked start stream. My bad, chat. All right, Chris. You locked in, Chris? All right, good. So, the key thing is overall, there should be like another view that has different permissions so that some employees are not allowed to see some of the underlying financials. And I think that's simply just like a visibility thing to where like some of these tabs, you just limit visibility. Like there should be like a tab that you can limit visibility from the AI perspective or from the vibe code perspective. Next, here, this will be good. Like this is like another executive view. And like so the journey is, as I make an account for Civil Base Pro, I should be able to pinpoint what my role is. My role either is owner or general manager or COO or engineer or drafter or lead engineer, whatever you want to call it, right? That's like my role. And based on what role I select, it should then like design the visibility for me. If I click that I'm a drafter, I shouldn't be able to see resource management and I shouldn't be able to see dashboard. I should be able to see time tracking and I should be able to see project manager and things like that, right? Financials? Nice. Ooh. Dang, Chris, you got me making $48,000 in net profit. Yes, I mean, we putting that all in SanDisk. We're putting it all in freaking SNDK. We are AI memory degens this year, boys. All right, lock in. Sorry, Chris, I get distracted. Next, weekly review. All right, invite team members. Boom, just like this. Intern, admin, project manager, designer, architect, owner. We should add another one that's drafter, another one that's engineer, because these are kind of like architect things. So like as you go through, you should train your AI tool that's giving you kind of like the verbal and written ideas to like specialize into being a civil engineering and surveying firm. Like make sure that it understands that language. All right. Yep. So invite folks that way and then boom. All right. Next. So team utilization. This is good and useful to see. What will be useful is if there's a way that you can also see what projects that person is staffed on here, right? Like there's a lot of white space here. So if there's opportunity to like add more dashboards within this that can say Sarah Johnson, that's my cousin, is a principal architect, and she's staffed on the LA development project, Edwin's Mansion, and Duvit's Chapel. That could be cool to see. And then as it hits a certain point, like 3 or 5 plus, then it just says like X plus, like 1, 2, 3, and then a plus button, for like to signal that there's more than 3. Weekly view, invite team members. All right, and then time tracking. I started my time tracking. Wow. And then this is good just to have the team go in there manually track. All right, so I worked on this resort on this date, and I did 5 hours this date. Log time. And then get an out for the day. Starlight Tower. Okay. Good. I think this is fairly straightforward. Okay. Now the key is there should be like an area for like kind of like notes. Like notes for team, right? If there's like any notes or something that you can like update. I don't know, if there's like a big note that says, just for like the managers just to say, yeah, just like notes probably. They can be any note, you know? Sometimes it's kind of like it's kind of like, because you're gonna have like overseas team and in-office team, right? So it would be like really important to have an overseas team that's able to manually log their hours per project and then leave a note that says, left the villa project on drafting stage. The initial site plan is ready for review, and I'm starting to work tomorrow on boom, boom, boom. Like that would be like ideal, so that someone in the US team that's like the manager can go in, review the time tracking, click this whatever person's thing to say, all right, this person has been working on boom, boom, and boom, and they were able to, you know, this is the status that they left it off in. Because like as you have a team that's global, you want to have such a fluid experience of people dropping off things and picking it up, right? If I'm in India and my boss is in Singapore, I want to be able to drop off my work done when I go to bed in India, and my boss in Singapore picks it up and understands exactly where I left it off, and then he picks it up. And then he goes to bed, he passes it off to me, I pick it up, like boom, boom, boom. Like the overall objective is to have 24-hour coverage of beast mode. That's the vision, right? 24 hours of beast mode coverage to where we are not working 8 hours a day as a business. We are working 24 hours a day. Output, right? We're straight beasting, Chris. I'm so geek with this. This is cool. All right. Revenue versus overhead. This is cool. I like it. It makes sense. All right. Net profit. All right, so we need to have a dashboard that says overall revenue, similar to this, right? Like active revenue, outstanding invoices. This is another thing too. I think we can save this for part 2, but I think understanding the relationships between project status and triggering invoices. And we should have a feature in here that should allow for sending a nudge to QuickBooks to trigger an invoice. So here's the flow, Chris, right? What should happen is the project management team should be able to go in and edit different projects to update the overall status of it, going from like survey to site, whatever it means. Like there should be like mini statuses of different milestones of where a project is. And once there's different statuses, different milestones of where a project is, if it hits a certain threshold, meaning that it's going from survey to inspection, that should trigger a status within that project that says milestone 1 complete, right? Like when you're adding a project, you should have like milestone thresholds, you know? Like milestone 1 is completing inspection, milestone 2 completing boom, 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 right? And it should have like some type of functionality. And I'm saying all this, and then AI can like clean it all up. So you maybe you want to download a transcript of this live and have it clean it up. That might be efficient. But when this project of I-95 interstate expansion goes from I don't know, like survey 1 to survey 2, it should then trigger somewhere in our database that it is invoice ready for milestone 1. And that then triggers to QuickBooks to send out an invoice. Why? Because the milestone 1 of this project has been completed. Now the invoice automatically sends out to the customer in our CRM. Does that make sense, Chris? I know you're a young bull, but I'm hitting you hard with this, all right? You're throwing in the ocean. It's either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. That's how we roll at Chat Capital here. Get with the... Just kidding, you're a beast. Oh, my camera's kind of crooked, y'all. Does that make sense, Chris? I'm hitting you with this is like project manager at Meta type stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lock in, man. If you want to be a young shred, you asked for this, Chris. You asked for this. All right. We're talking integrations, APIs, all kind of stuff. But I think you're following. I assume so. Oh, what do I think about? Do you think I would need to have the timer there though? Honestly, I would say. Like, well, first of all, this needs to be dynamic. Like, you should be able to click here what project you're assigning the project to, right? Like, it should be there. But like, think about it from an employee perspective, guys. Like, this seems kind of overload to have something literally tracking the hours you're spending on something. Like, if I go into the office and I gotta like, I don't know, I've never worked a job like that. Have you guys ever worked a job like that? Wait, Edwin, Chris, or not Edwin, Rich Topic. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because you guys work in the space where owners should be doing gross margin and hours tracking. How do you guys that are working typically do hours tracking? I'm just not seeing Rich Topic's message. Spartan training. Send him to the woods with the wolves and lions. If he returns, he's one of us. Where we gotta send him? This is where we gotta send him, y'all. We're gonna send him to Dagestan. Yeah. Anybody who wants to be in Chat Capital or work for Dreamline, we're sending you to Dagestan. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. With the Bears. All right? We got to hit you hit with the program. All right? That's how we roll. That's how we rolling. That's how we're freaking roll. All right, back to the project. So the only issue that I would have is that like it kind of is like especially as a new owner, you haven't really built credibility with the team yet. You're asking them to start tracking every second that they spend on something. That might be a little overload. I think we can keep it if they want to. For now, probably I don't know. I don't know how easy it is to like hide features on this thing. And then enable it if you ever want to. But the logical thing is you can probably do like just manual entry to like put the project, the date that you worked on, and then the hours, right? And then it came here. Like that's what I spent time doing. I did 5 hours on the Modern Lakeside Villa. Little things like that. You know what I'm saying? that ideally should be what what we do as like our I think that's a lot easier and more employee friendly, right? Because the objective with all this is like you never want to add so much like work that employees are kind of like overwhelmed with what you're trying to get them to do. Like you never want to create way too much work. All right. But good job, Chris. Good job, mate. Jeez Louise, Rich Topic is really measuring this stuff in pen and paper. Boy, we about to get you access to this. We about to get you access to this. The other thing, Chris, is there needs to be a mobile friendly app version for this that exists for the subcontractors, to where the subcontractors should be able to make an account, go into a project, and it should honestly be something very simple like this. Like they should be able to like go into an account and log hours based on however many hours they spent. And like let me think about this. Like if I'm a subcontractor, I think they should be able to log how many hours they worked on a particular project, and that should automatically create an invoice that's sent to our team to pay them. That's what I think is. It's like it should, like the workflow should be Rich Topics subcontractor field team is on the field. They worked all day at the modern Lakeside Villa. At the end of the day, they go on their app and they say, we did 10 hours at the modern Lakeside Villa. And then that should be able to get sent to my team in the office. And the general manager reviews all of the hours, the specific project, as well as their pricing, because pricing can be fluid, their specific pricing of this week, right? Or whatever it took. You know what I'm saying? And then there should be able to be like a review to where the in-office team can approve or deny their hours, their projects, their costs, and miscellaneous costs for that particular project. Because if they submit on the app that they worked 30 hours at the Lakeside Villa at $1 million an hour, we should be able to go in there and say, deny or reject that. Here's the rejection note of why. And then the field team gets a notification and they're like, all right, well, we got to adjust this, all right, because the person in the office isn't taking our BS. Actually, we did 10 hours at $10 an hour, 10 hours at $50 an hour, whatever they want to call them, right? And then once that timesheet is approved, it should then generate a invoice from their team to us that just summarizes the approved hours and cost. And once that's approved, our team sort of review it, and I'll have like me or the COO sign it, like approving that, and then it triggers a payment via ACH to the subcontractors. Rich Topic, what do you think of that? That sounds kind of fire, right? Sounds like a W? This is what happens when you guys try to buy a business. You start learning way too much about the business. You start learning way too much about the industry. You start to learn way too much about the industry. All right, so that is stage 1 of our project development tool for civil engineers. Granted, there's a lot of other solutions we could use out there, but why use that when we can simply build one and literally learn how to do this stuff together? And I think that could be like an incredible, amazing tool. And it could be like super dope. For Lauren, what up, Playboy? How you doing, legend? How the heck we doing? Hey, y'all like this? I'm getting deep in the weeds with this, y'all. I hope y'all liking this. And if y'all haven't hit that freaking like and subscribe button, I don't know what y'all doing, man. It's Shred Lord Wednesdays. It's Shred Lord Wednesdays in the mix. But Chris, let me just tell you, bro. Great freaking job. Bro, this start right here, the fact that you just did all this already, it's freaking cool, bro. It's freaking cool, dude. Like this is the world of vibe coding, bro. This is what's possible, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's possible. And then this right here, we need revenue, and then we should have like average gross margin, just to showcase like historically average gross margin that we're unlocking. This should actually be a table like this, to where I can see all the different projects, and then I can compare them visually to see like, oh, modern Lakeside's gross margins up here, Starlight's like down here. And instead of dollars, it should be margin percentages. And margin percentages is taking that profit divided by revenue. You feel me? But Chris, I said a lot, and a lot of the stuff is like very detailed, and it's like very like private equity operations and like senior product designer and developer stuff. So I highly encourage you, for anything that you don't know about, put the transcript of this stream, this little mini segment, and put it into ChatGPT or like Gemini, whatever you use, to have you like have it like give you like the fundamental thinking around it. But I think overall this is really freaking clean, dude. I think it's really freaking clean, bro. I'm proud of you. This is nice. Add a little project here. And what's cool is it can be like bespoke based on like how we're doing here. This add project button doesn't work on the front page, but we want to make sure that that works there. But showing the month, showing the year, the quarter, the month. W Chris, my guy. And then we take these guys and we take them out of business, man. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's see. And then this, Chris, this is where you get all the API. I don't know if you know about API calls. You should know about API calls. You seem like our vibe coding expert. But this is where you should be able to get the API calls to like trigger like invoicing, or trigger like updates and projects, or trigger like a new project being added and the like estimated revenue amount. Like when there's a new project created on here, that should then trigger to our QuickBooks integration that a new project at X, Y, and Z value is going to be a certain price. Why? Because like QuickBooks should also then be able to give us our like pipeline overview of like how much we have in the pipeline. You know what I'm saying, twin? You know what I'm saying? All right, that's the extent of my tech knowledge. Let's talk about this. Will Nye brought up a really fascinating point. And it's up 2% after hours. Yo, this stuff is moving, guys. Oh, Trump dropped Greenland tariffs. That's why the market went crazy. But what's crazy, though, is he can bring you right back. President ruled out using force to take over Greenland and called off promised tariffs on European nations. Wonder what's happening here. So, I'm kind of bummed. Like, I honestly wish he would have like kept it going a little bit, just to like get a little bit more of a correction in the markets in some of these assets. Because now stuff's about to do a little mini rip. Yeah. But sounds good, Chris. Thank you so much for taking the time to try this out, man. You're really crushing it, bro. You're really crushing it. And what else? I owe you something else on. You said something in my email, right? Private credit investors are cashing out in droves. Dang. What's happening in these markets, man? Stocks rally after framework and Green Deal. Schwab's profit jumps on surge in brokerage activity. 5 reasons. All right. Boring. what's happening that's fun and exciting. That damn boring. Bloomberg. I was gonna be like, hey guys, we're gonna build a I was gonna be like, we're gonna build a thumbnail together, make a thumbnail together, because I've been learning how to make thumbnails, but I was like, I don't want to bore you guys with that. Would you guys ever be interested in that? Learning how to do Photoshop together? I gotta train myself to do the Photoshop. I just bought it. Altman meets Mid-East investors for $50 billion round. That's, bro. People are literally out here raising $50 billion. Just what the heck? Do you know how much a private equity fund can make if it raises $50 billion? On a $50 billion fund. Fundraise. That's 50 million. That's 50 billion. Or like management fee. And typically with a private equity fund, it's 2%, right? Every single year, guaranteed, by the way. Every single year. I'm gonna show y'all some crazy private equity math. It's called the 2 and 20. Ooh. Okay. So they get $1 billion a year in management. If Sam Altman raised a $50 billion investment fund, all right? We're doing all if it was an investment fund. Gotta get back to my shortcut days. That's that. But then, let's just assume that we invest in, we get a, oh wait, you can't even see my screen. My bad, guys. Oh, snap. My bad. My bad shit. Right? I'll do this all over again, right? Sammy, all right, you know what? We're gonna do it all over again from scratch. We're gonna close this and open up a brand new one because I was cooking with my shortcuts. Let me show you my shortcuts. From scratch. I like to think I still got it sometimes. Okay. Sammy Alt. I think rather than paying $5K or interning for financial advisors, I'd rather much work on real LBOs and learn. Oh, you want an internship? Hey, chat. We're gonna make a poll. Your future is dependent on this poll, Chris. It's unpaid, by the way, Chris. Should we give Chris an internship? For Dreamline Holdings, should we give Chris an internship? Should we give Chris an internship? All right, so Sam Altman literally, y'all really going hard for Chris. You all will die on this hill for Chris. All right. Let me just show you how massive. Okay, so like my brain was thinking, oh, Sam Altman is meeting in the Middle East to get $50 billion to raise for this round. Just imagine if he did it as a fund. So you have your fundraise, you have your management fee percent. What's up, Nate? Okay. Okay. Now formatting time. All right. Okay. 2%. Okay. Oh, that's 50 million. Sorry, I used my mouse. Oh, H. Oh, I can't even do it. I usually have like my shortcuts up here back in the day when I was on the street, man. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Boom. No, we don't need to be more accessible. Boom. And then let's just assume we did average mark for the fun, and you're able to mm, 2x, right? Or like, just call it nav. All right. Ooh. Okay. And the gain, this, that's the gain. Carry. Let's go. All right. This is what's crazy. So if you raised a $50 billion fund, guys, if you raise a $50 billion fund, in terms of a management fee, you can literally collect. You guys paying attention? Because I'm teaching you guys some real stuff here. Oh my gosh, 10 people said give Chris an internship. What the heck? All right. So this is what's nuts, y'all. If you literally have a $50 billion fund, which Sam Altman's raised $50 billion in the Middle East, you are able to have a 2% management fee, and that gets you $1 billion in management fees every single year, regardless. $1 billion in management fees. That's your that pays people's salaries, right? And let's assume that you did a 2x on that. You bought something for $100 and you sell it for $200. And the NAV then at the end of the fund's life is around $100 million because you 2x'd it. Then the gain on that, shut up, Alex, we're not paying anybody. The gain on that is $50 billion. And what you get in private equity is you get 20% of those gains, all right? You get 20% of those gains. And once you get 20% of those gains, you can literally get $10 billion of carried interest. That is nuts. And then here comes like the carry pool. Senior, middle, junior. 90%, 5%, and just like more like 95%. And then 90 cent, 4.5%. And then like 0.5% of the carry pool. Percent mix, dollars. Boom. Right? That's how it will usually look, right? Granted, $50 billion is freaking huge, but Let us make it more realistic. Let's assume it's a $100 million fund. You actually do 2.5x. Because 2x is kind of trim. All right, with a little bit of leverage, you can do 3x. All right. This is the economics of chat capital L.P. All right. Let's say chat capital raises a $100 million fund. You are then. Hold on. Make sure this stuff is. Can you guys see? Make sure. How does it look? Yeah. All right. Let's log in. All right. So let's just imagine that chat capital raises a $100 million fund. Let's walk through how much everybody's making. So right off the rip, $100 million fund. Funds make money with 2 and 20. You make 2% of a management fee every single year, regardless if the market's good or bad, and you get a 20% carry interest, meaning that you get 20% of the profits. So let's walk through the very, very, very quick math. So you have a $100 million fund. 2% of that means you get $2 million in management fees every single year. This pays the employees. This pays the investment team. This pays for your lease. This pays for the office, the lights, everything, the deal expenses, all that jazz. Let's assume that you 3x your fund. You buy things, you invest really, really well, and you 3x it over your 5 to 10 year hold period. The NAV at the end is around $300 million. What is the gain? The gain is the $300 million ending value or less the $100 million starting value. So we made for our investors a $200 million gain. But who did that gain? We did it, not them. We did it. So we earn a piece of the profits. So therefore, we get a 20% piece of those profits, and that leaves us with a $40 million check of carried interest. And now let's see how it's split. Usually, the very senior folks, the partners, the MDs, they have 95% plus of that carry pool. They're coming home with around 38 million bucks, and they split it across however many there are of them. If you're middle, that's kind of split across like 5 to 10% sometimes of the carry pool. I don't know, that actually might be lower. And then if you're super junior, you get like a 0.0001% of the carry pool, right? And that's split across all the different juniors. And that is how private equity funds generate and make their money. Ta-da! That's kind of cool, right? It's just insane that like you can literally raise a fund called Chat Capital at $100 million, get 2% management fee, clip $2 million a year just off of management fees to pay the lights. And then if you get a 3x, you can leave with 20% of that in return. And that gives you a $40 million check and a carry check. Granted, a lot of stuff has to go right for this, but it's crazy. But this is typically how it works, y'all. And y'all asked me why I didn't want to stay at KKR. Now just imagine if you do all this and you own 100% of the carry pool. That's all yours, champ. That's all yours. You guys get it? We're talking that talk. And yes, I think that is exactly why the split is so wild. And I think that's exactly why promotions are quite rare. Not rare. I mean, like it happens every year, but it's just like it's a pyramid to where there might be 100 analysts at a private firm. There might be 10 analysts, 2 associates, 1 partner. Right? Something like that. You know what I mean? That's why it gets like so incredibly rare. But that's why it also just like it pays like crazy dumb bread. You know what I'm saying? Chris, I think chat wants to give you an internship, Chris. I think we might gotta abide by the chat. You guys know we don't mess around with these votes. Like when it comes to these votes, we like a vote's a vote. So I think we gotta give Chris an internship. All right. Do you have your resume, Chris? You just send me your resume? Let me check. I'm gonna check the email. Where'd you send it to? My brand deals one? Let's see. How much money were you making in PE? Why are you asking me that question? Don't you work in PE, Boogie? All right. Let me see. But Chris, if you're going to do this, it's going to be a hybrid role. It's going to be a hybrid role investing / content since there's a lot of synergies. And it's a lot of work, man. This ain't easy, bro. This ain't easy, all right? This is the type of work that builds moguls. All right? Chris, you want to get a sense of what it is truly like to work at Dreamline Holdings? You really want to know? You really want to know, Chris? You really want to know, man. You really want to know. Chris? Let me show you
They
what
say
it's like,
Russia
man.
produces
Let me show you what it's like to work at Dreamline Holdings. All right?
conditions, bear wrestling, psychological warfare.
Lock in.
When you can't rely on high-tech gyms, you get creative. And that's exactly what Dagestani athletes did. They combine old-school fundamentals with their available tools, using simple and effective ways to increase strength without impacting their performance. By the end of the video, you'll know the methods elite fighters, such as Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev, and Magomed Ankalaev.
Don, you thought I only made $200,000? Come on, man. JK. I don't know. I'm not spoiling it. Definitely in 200 though.
Use for their strength and conditioning without slowing them down. I'm Takeshi Feet, and I'm here to show how you can train like your favorite celebrities and characters. Let's break down the training methods that produce some of the become supercharged, delivering oxygen like a finely tuned machine, which translates into insane cardio for longer rounds. This isn't just theory. Fighters like Khabib Nurmagomedov use this mountain training.
We're going to be using mountains. All right? We don't do water cooler breaks. We climb mountains. Oh, wait, that reminds me so much. Did you guys see this? Hold on. Let me, That reminds me, chat. Did you guys see this? Let me show you something. Let me put you guys hip to game. What y'all know about this, huh? If you want to do something exceptional in your life, follow this.
Our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards...
Here we go.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony.
None of that. Avoiding
Shortly
safety.
afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away.
The mountains.
Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains.
Right back to the mountains.
But why?
You know why? Because he's a chief freaking shred lord. We're going for the mountains. We don't want comfort. Take the boy away from his home. Send him to Dagestan, a.k.a. Dreamline Holdings, a.k.a. Chat Capital. We'll send him back a man. We'll send him back a man. We're chasing mountains here. Y'all weren't paying attention. Listen up.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony.
Allergic to safety.
Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away.
Listen up, hothead.
Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains.
That's how we rolling, dog.
But why?
That's how we rolling, dog. That's how we doing. All right? At Dreamline, we work incredibly hard to source proprietary transactions that get us bangers like this. Chris, let me tell you about the internship. Chris. The internship is a combination of one of the greatest private equity experiences paired with one of the most intense hedge fund environments, paired with the utmost creativity of a content empire. You will never find another role similar to that, to where you have to find bangers and make bangers. All right? It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak. But if you can survive, you will be top dog. Don asks, real question though, were you in finance or finance or finance? See, I used to be a big like finance bro, dickhead back in college. I used to call it finance. But now, the cheat code, man, is like someone asks you what you do. You just say, I'm in the capital allocation business. You know? What do you do for a living? I don't say private equity more. I don't say holding company. I'm a capital allocator. I'm simply an investor. I seek alpha. Alex Boogie, you made more than 200K a year? No. The most I ever made in finance was $57,000. Stop asking dumbass questions, Boogie. Language, Kenny Finance. All right, what else is happening in the world? Oh, so guys, I came across this. I don't know if anyone knows about this. I love how I tried to scare Chris, and he literally is unfazed. He's like, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. All right, Chris, I'm gonna have Anna send you a formal onboarding thing, and we're gonna get you locked and loaded. We're gonna schedule a one-on-one. All right, me and you, we're gonna have a one-on-one. I'm all over the place, and things are very busy right now. But we're gonna have a one-on-one, and I'm gonna walk you through like what a real internship could look like. You can add it to your LinkedIn, add it to your resume, and all that when you're started and you're crushing it. All right, and you'll be able to use me as a reference. And once you're part of Dreamline, my network is your network. And the first place we're gonna get you a job at, the first place we're gonna get you a real full-time job, we're gonna try to, and a better work, is we're gonna go to Boogie's firm. We're gonna go to Boogie's firm. We're gonna say, Boogie, you better hire this analyst, or I am going to leak everything, absolutely everything. I will send this firm's reputation to the ground if Boogie does not hire one of Dreamline's top analysts. That's how we're rolling. We will blackmail Boogie into hiring Chris at his incredible mega fun private equity job. Or we will send both of their reputations. I'm on demon time. All right, relax, Gatsby. All right. Has anybody heard of this business? Make My Trip. I think there's some alpha here. I smell a play. Dun, dun, dun. Boogie shivering his timbers. Yeah, that boy shook. Hey, that's right. That boy shook. I don't know. If he ain't shook, he better donate some money. Wait. Oh, somebody said no. Dang. Hey, who's hating on Chris? Why are you hating on Chris? Chris, you got some competition here. I think someone else wanted an internship too. I did make a post on LinkedIn though about us actually making hires, and there were a bunch of folks that wanted to do something. So we got to figure out who wants to be in the mix. But let me look up this business here. Earnings release. Make My Trip. First presentations. Investor presentation. Yeah, this. We're not doing this to see the October financials. I just want to learn about the company. All right. Leading travel services provider in India with well-recognized brands, large travel market, and a large and growing economy with attractive demography. Comprehensive selection of service and product offerings. One-stop shop for travel and ancillary services. Advanced, secure, and scalable tech platform. Experience management team. Okay. India expected to be the fastest growing large economy in 2025. Low key, this is an amazing chart of where we need to be spending time for international business acquisitions, right? Like if we really want to find incredible international business acquisitions, we need to be finding the essential cash flowing recession resilient services in these markets. China, Indonesia, and India. And you see how like you can just find some random stock, look at their investor presentation, and come up with a thesis on that? It's a lot of words but no details. Sus. Yeah, that's facts. I don't know about what this business is trying to do. It is a lot of fluff, but it did give us some really good just like data on what we're seeing in geographies. But I got you, Chris. Chris, don't worry. You're gonna be totally fine. Chris, I got a track record. Oh, did you guys know? I don't know if they're ever on any of my content, but some of my mentees, one of the mentees that I had, I was a senior in college and he was in high school. And I mentored him when he was in high school. He then got accepted into the same university as me and the business school. And he crushed it at Michigan. And then he's actually a analyst. No, now he's an associate. Now he's an associate at Blackstone. Isn't that crazy? I got an incredible track record, Chris. My mentees are shred lords. Let me think about my mentee roster. We got one of them that's a real estate mogul in Detroit. She owns like 18 properties in Detroit, and she's like in her 20s. One's at Blackstone, another's at Blackstone. Another one started a tech company that raised like $100 million. He's in the Bay. I just got a bunch of dogs. I got a bunch of dogs, Chris. I'm about to add you to the roster. Just kidding. Everyone can be added to the roster. Digital landscape. Boom, boom, boom. What y'all think of this, huh? It's a travel super app. These things just don't seem defensible. Right? Let's see. Oh. Down 12% today. Oh, they release earnings. Ooh. They might be chalked, chat. Yeah, they might be chalked. So why is Goldman so bullish on this? They have a price target at 75. Or no, they have a price target at 120. I think it's going to double. Why? MMT remains the dominant platform in a category where Manish Adukia expects to see sustained tailwinds from the continued rise of affluent India, as well as a shift to online. More than 70% of MMYT's revenues come from segments where online penetration is less than 30%. Outbound travel, bus, and hotels, where he sees driving 2x revenue growth for Make My Trip versus the underlying market. The stock has underperformed in recent months, largely due to weakness in domestic air travel, which he believes is likely a temporary blip and provides a good entry point. He expects recent weakness in the domestic air segment, which is less than 25% of Make My Trip's revenues, to be largely offset by sustained strength in all the other segments. He doesn't foresee any structural headwinds to travel demand and expects an acceleration in Make My Trip's revenue growth starting in December 2025. Okay. Well, what's the actual earnings reaction? Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Earnings review. All right. Earnings just came out. Let's see what they think. So they released their earnings growth of 20%, which was in line with expectations. The growth was despite a fair noisy few weeks in December from an industry demand perspective. While hotel segment revenue growth decelerated, the air segment saw an acceleration given hotel volume. The big bet on this, the narrative on this is, are people traveling more? That's essentially what the narrative is on this. Are people actually traveling more? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hello, Azel Sawseed. That's a long name. Can I call you A-Dub? That's a quicker name for me. And if so, that means I'll remember it more. A-Dub. Companies in Vietnam. Let's see what's happening with Vietnam's economy. Vietnam ETF. Let's see if there's an ETF for Vietnam. All right, hey, dude. Whoa. What's happening in Vietnam? Huh. Hey, Dub. Do you have a perspective on Vietnam? I would love to know what's happening. Is Vietnam making a comeback? Wait, from what though? Like, whoa, this seems like a very predictable pattern. Well, this is. Uh-oh. What is happening with Vietnam's economy? To Gemini. What is happening? Over the last year. My bet, before Gemini speaks, my bet is that a lot of the tariff noise has pivoted. No. A lot of the tariff noise has actually required a lot of manufacturing businesses and industrial businesses to repivot their supply chain to more global geopolitical friendly countries like Vietnam. Because I think Vietnam also has a really strong logistics and port network to where you can kind of still get things in and out pretty seamlessly, almost as good as China. Not as good as China, but like pretty darn close. But with cheaper costs and none of the tariff nonsense. That's my bet. That's my bet of what's happened based on my basic knowledge. But let's see what's happened over the last year. Why is the VNM? I love Vietnamese food. Why is the I dated a girl that was Vietnamese. What's the Vietnam ETF up 70%? What are we talking about? Let's see here. All right. Vietnam's, well, you can't even see that. It's so small. It's had a record year. All right. Emerging market upgrade. A primary driver was the upgrade from frontier to emerging market in late 2025. Full effect on strict front running. Okay, for institutional investors. Okay, makes sense. Infrastructure and trading reforms. This is what I was talking about. The launch of the KRX trading system modernized the market's backbone, enabling higher value. Okay, wait. That's okay. All right. That's about the ETF. What about the fundamental country? What's happening here? I love Gemini. Hashtag sponsors. Vietnam's economy entered 2026 with powerful momentum, shifting from a low-cost assembly hub to a more sophisticated tech-driven powerhouse. Ooh. Does anybody know about tech in Vietnam? Electronics and high-tech manufacturing. Whoa. Okay, hold on. This is now the economy's primary engine. Electronic exports to the U.S. jumped 80%, with laptops and high-tech components leading the way. Vietnam accounts for roughly 75% of all gaming console exports to the U.S. What the heck? Digital economy? Revenue in the digital economy hit $198 billion in commerce. Okay. Energy and green transition, power, boom. FDI, cheap labor. It's moving towards semiconductor. Oh, okay. This is fascinating here, guys. So, Vietnam is benefiting significantly from the AI boom. They're doing semiconductor packaging, testing, and component manufacturing. That's super important. Rather than just few new entries. Wait a minute. Experts highlight a shortage of skilled labor in the high-tech sector. What's the play? Alex Sabe asked a really good question. You're always asking great questions, Alex. Say you have a thesis about a particular country. Do you think it's better to do research on individual names or buy an ETF considering cultural and currency differences? I think if you know the country well and you understand like the fundamental like economic setup, like capital flows, capital restrictions, trade regulation, investing regulations, and like ability to have liquid investments in that country, right? Like if you just fundamentally understand that and you see a pretty compelling asset that's at like a pretty sizable market cap and it has a pretty good bench of institutional investors, it's okay to buy the name. But if you're someone like me and I don't know a single Vietnamese business, right, then it's probably best to just buy the country's index. If I'm like sold on Vietnam. But if I knew, like I know Korea now. I understand Korea. And one of my favorite names in Korea, I think, is Coupang, right? Is Coupang a Korean being business? Okay, wait, that's there. But their primary Korean office is Seoul, right? So that's just one of those things where it was like started in Seoul and then they have a headquarters in Seattle, Washington. But that's something where it's like, all right, that's a business that I think has a pretty strong bull thesis in a country that I pretty much know well, that I'm comfortable with the capital flows and restrictions and all that. But what else? What else? But ADUB, I love that name, by the way. Let's try to find some companies in Vietnam using Gemini. Let's go to Google Finance. I like that interface better. So I have a thesis, and I think the AI boom is going to drive continued macroeconomic demand and stability, as well as growth in key packaging and overseas locations like Vietnam. So I'm going to use Google Finance to try to help us figure out where in the world are the best businesses with strong margins, with really good operating stats and a solid management team and a good track record and a good market positioning in Vietnam in the niche that I'm pretty excited about, aka AI supply chain, which includes memory, which includes assembly, all kinds of things. So let's ask it this. I have, let's how about we type correctly, Kenny? I have a thesis that Vietnam, we need to play that typing game again. I'm chalk, guys. Vietnam is a compelling hub to benefit from the AI boom, especially with its low-cost, trade-friendly electronic component manufacturing capabilities. I'd like you to point out a few businesses that are publicly traded with good volume market cap and U.S. institutional investors on the cap table that we could invest in that are solving critical choke points in the AI development value chain, i.e. memory, fabrication, testing, photomask, substrates, etc. Gemini, work your magic! Heck yeah, dogs. Wait, Edwin, what Edwin, we have earnings. Did we miss earnings for Chevron? Don't let us forget that. All right. So Vietnam is an emerging hub. Okay. However, investing in companies at specific targeted choke points you mentioned is challenging because most of the major players are large multinationals. All right. Yeah. Hey, look. I told you it's gonna be difficult. I just want you to see what you can come up with. That's why you're AI. Okay. IT services, software development, and assembly packaging rather than high value manufacturing. Okay. Here are the prominent Vietnamese technology companies with good market caps that we should check out. Oh my goodness. You know what's so crazy, guys? This is incredible. So we came up, this is why I love this chat. Shout out to this chat. Shout out to you guys. W in the chat. We did this whole search. AI came up. The first one it says is FPT Corporation. And if I look on the chat, what did the friendly deadly Ada put in the chat? He said FPT Corporation. Hey, we got some of the most intelligent institutional investors in the game, y'all. That's crazy. Hey, W-A-Dub. 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 We can check that out. All right, so that's one. Okay, institutional investment presence. Okay. Tell me about FTP Corp and what are FTP Corp, what the business does, and build a hedge fund level investment memo as if you worked at Tiger Global, Code 2, etc. You're super smart. Let's see what our investment memo is for FTP Corp. Oh, wait, did I say the wrong thing? FPT. Okay, it corrected me. All right, FPT Corp. Wow, it's so organized. All right. Now, our thesis is centered on the significant growth potential of FPT Corp, Vietnam's leading technology and IT services conglomerate. FPT is strategically positioned to benefit from Vietnam's rise as a global tech hub, as it does high growth IT services segment. Is this just like a large IT roll-up? So while local Vietnamese companies are not involved in the fabrication and memory choke points of the AI value chain, FPT offers a unique high growth proxy for the regional AI boom through its software and services model. Okay. Does it give me any financials? It does give me financials. All right, we'll leave that later on. Now, the business model. Technology. This segment is the financial engine contributing to the majority of revenue and profits. It provides digital transformation, software outsourcing, systems integration, and AI cloud services. All right. FPT has successfully transitioned from low-value outsourcing to high-value consulting and full-stack solution design. Oh, interesting. It provides internet services and then education. It does workforce development. Good. The choke point and NVIDIA partnership. FPT's most compelling AI-specific play is its deep strategic partnership with NVIDIA. FPT is leveraging... Good night, Hothead. Thank you for tuning in with us. This is an advanced day, so you learned a lot, man. Is leveraging NVIDIA's full-stack accelerated computing platform, including... Okay. AI factories. FPT is investing $200 million to build AI factories in Vietnam and Japan, which will house high-performance computing infrastructure for R&D and large-scale AI application. All right. GSI status, global systems integrator for NVIDIA, talent pipeline. All right. Now, revenue, net profit. Profit growth. Okay. All right. Dragon Capital is a big investor. They're good. All right. Geopolitical stuff, competition, and execution. High growth play. It's a strategic alignment. Boom. What do you guys think? Are you guys buyers of FPT Capital? Are you all buyers of FPT Capital? Let's put it in a poll. Wait, I don't even know if we're allowed to buy it, by the way. Can I buy FPT Capital on Robinhood? Or any U.S. brokerage? Let's see. We might not be able to. Oh, darn. We can't. We got to buy it in a Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange. Who got a plug on a Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, y'all? Dang, chat, we're chalked. We might be chalked. All right. Shares are not available for purchase. How can we do this then? All right, dang it. Anyway, here's a hypothetical vote. If we could buy on the Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, if you all would buy it. Vote in the polls, ladies and gents. Vote in the polls. And by the way, I hope everyone is having an immaculate day. We are learning so much today. SanDisk is such a dog. This business is just nuts. What the heck? And it's up almost 2.5% after hours? What the heck? This is crazy. It might, I think, I don't know if it's time to short it, but I have a feeling that we don't have, it might be too late to go crazy on this one, y'all. Heck yeah, we definitely missed the boat on natural gas. What the heck? Oh my God. Look at natural gas. This is insane. What is happening in the world? This is insane. Go Blues. Go Blues. How you doing, Cassius? This is natural gas is just there's so many ways to make money out here in the markets, y'all. Don't be falling for scams. Put your money in the market. This is actually freaking insane. What the heck? Wait, Edwin, I need you to give me a whole okay, you know what? Edwin and AI. The article freeze this weekend? What is it? Bro, what the heck? What is happening with natural gas this week? Why is it ripping? Pull out! What up, champ? I'm scared of boats. Why is it ripping like this? What's happening with the Arctic freeze? This is actually insane. So that means we should short natural gas? Or what's the natural play here? All right. 60% in 3 days. This is actually insane. All right. Massive demand spike. Forecast for a generational Arctic blast across the Midwest. Oh, wait. My mama did send me a picture today about the snow. Oh. All right. And Northeast have forced a rapid repricing of heating demand. Millions of households are expected to ramp up usage simultaneously. Freeze-off supply risk, frigid temperatures in major basins like the Permian and Haynesville are causing freeze-offs where liquids in the gas stream freeze and choke off production. Output has already dipped significantly. Oh my goodness. It's been averaging $3 and it jumped all the way up to $5. What the heck? All right. Many hedge funds had built up large short positions after a mid-December. As the cold forecast hardened, these traders were forced to buy back contracts quickly to limit losses, adding massive upward momentum to this price. Jeez. Hedge funds built up a large short position. Dang, hey, they're chalked. They are chalked. LNG and global pressure. The U.S. exported record amounts of LNG to Europe and Asia. Okay. The current weather event is driven by a stretched polar vortex that is spilling frigid Canadian air deep in... It's the Canadians! JK, I love the Canadians. All right. So, the current weather event is driven by a stretched polar vortex that is spilling frigid Canadian air deep in the U.S. Tell them... They can't control it, right? They got all those mountains. Brutal temperatures. The eastern two-thirds of the country faces a devastating dose of winter. Hey, if y'all on the East Coast, be careful, y'all. Stay warm and check on your families. Some are reaching negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind chills. Widespread impact. 230 million are expected to face temperatures below 20 starting this Friday. Oh my goodness. Storm potential. This is a great time to quickly build a snow removal company just for seasonal revenue. And theoretically, we can have pretty strong pricing power. Just saying. Strong potential. Meteorologists warn of a major winter storm stretching from North New Mexico to New England with significant snow and power line topping ice that could rival a major hurricane in terms of damage. Oh, goodness. This is crazy. Should we short it? Should we short it? Should we short it? It's high risk. And window maker trade. 60%. Extreme momentum. Nah, we shouldn't short it. We shouldn't short it. We should stay away from this. Panic bullish. Weather forecast shift. This rally is entirely weather driven. If models shift to a thaw or in moderate temperatures, the spike could soften just as quickly as it rose. What's the latest weather prediction? Is the data telling us there's a better short thesis? And I love how Google can just look up everything on the internet and give us all this in 5 seconds. We're currently moving against a short thesis in the media term because these prices keep ripping. Oh my gosh. Brutal intensity. The code is no longer localized. It is forecasted to cover the eastern 2/3 of the United States. It's extending the extended duration. Oh my goodness. This frigid weather is expected to last all the way through January and early February. Oh. Okay. Well, we can't short this. So instead, the next play, we're going to build ourselves a chat snow removal. Chat snow removal business. That's the play. Wow. But seriously, though, if anyone is impacted with this frigidness and cold on the East Coast in Texas, I'm praying for you. And stay warm and stay indoors if you can. Because this ain't no joke. All right. I'm from Michigan, so I know how brick it can get, y'all. We out here making smart money moves, y'all. We out here making smart money moves. So if there's anything, the key things that are shaking and baking is this natural gas thing. I think this MMTY thing, MMYT, I align with Duvid. I totally align with Duvid. I think this is straight cap. I think this is straight cap. As you can see, MMYT stock. It released earnings today and it's down 12%. It's like over the last month, it's already down 24%. I think this is chalked. I think this is chalked. We all put in $25K and buy a company. I think there is a way that I can theoretically do like a Dreamline SPV and have you guys participate in a private business. That could theoretically work. Pull out. That could be really cool. We could find one. Oh, did I tell you guys about the new deal that came in today? We have a new deal. We're meeting with the owner on Friday. Wow. Okay. The new deal is why am I pulling it up as if I didn't sign an NDA? Not gonna pull it up. I'm talking about a full screen. But the new deal is a roofing and roofing service business in the eastern side of the United States. Yep. So it's like a roofing services company. It is a business that has a #1 market positioning in that particular county of the east side of United States. It is the only issue that we might run into is licenses. And I'm unsure if the owner that's selling is willing to like lease out the license to the business. But the company like has been printing. The owner is getting old and he has health problems. So he needs to get out the business. I'm not saying that I like to prey on owners that are sick, but it does create a more aligned sale process when there's a forced need to sell. He doesn't want to be working and doing roof repairs all day. I won't be doing that. We'll be building a team to handle and execute on that. Do I have financials on the business? Let me see. Trying to see if I have the I don't have it on this computer, but the business was doing I'm gonna pull it up on here. You guys aren't gonna get me in trouble. Let's see. They were doing pretty solid margins too. Let me see. And let's do active. Here we are. Here we are, mate. Where's the financials? Where's the financials? Show me the numbers. I'm just looking at the emails that I have. All right, secure link. Let's see their P&L for January. Let me check my OBS. You guys don't see it, right? Good. Making sure I'm not out here showing information. So the business is doing 1.5 million in sales, and it has a 45% gross profit. It's pretty good. The largest cost item is actually the materials. Their so the materials includes materials. Well, the COGS includes materials, which is of course the materials and dumpster, and then subcontractor cost. Then other major cost items include, it's a big one. There's insurance, of course, payroll. Just the owner's payroll. That won't be included. Services. We have contract admin support. Dang. Whoever's a contract admin, they're expensive. But the business, and Debbie's in the chat for this, the business is doing 30% profit margins. 30. 3-0. And it's been pretty consistent over the last like 6 years. It's a good business. Really good business. So I'm excited about this one. And I'm in touch with the owner directly. There's no banker. And this one we're going to run and see if we can play some ball with it. All right? We about to ball hard with this one. What y'all talking about? What would you say is your edge against other searchers? Who you know got a smile like this, Alex? JK. I think, what's my edge? Guys, what do you think my edge is? Do I have an edge? Does Kenny Finance even have an edge? Seems like you've had some nice progress where a lot of searchers for years search for years with nothing to show for it. Hey, that's just called motion, twin. You know? You want to know what my edge is, Alex? If I'm being very honest, you want to know what my edge is? When other people that are out there trying to go buy a business, they go for the food, they go back to the colony. All right? Alex Sable, listen here, man. When it comes to other folks in this game, they go for their food. They try to go to the safe spot where the food is, or they're going back to their colony. I said forget both of that. I went to the mountains. Chris, I'm going for the mountains. You know what I'm saying, twin? I went to the mountains. Because you weren't hearing me, man. Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up again. People always ask me, "Oh, Kenny, what's your secret sauce? This and this, you know? What makes you different from everybody else?" Everyone's always trying to know, Kenny, what is your secret sauce? It's this.
I, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice,
Nope.
nor return to the colony.
Nope.
Shortly afterwards,
That's me.
we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he
Look, I want nothing to do with comfort. I want nothing to do with comfort. And that is like a stone cold fact. If you're comfortable, I don't want you to be my friend. At all. Not at all. Delete my number. I'm blocking you. Right? If you're lazy, get away from me. If you got a backup plan, if you're talking about what you're trying to build in your dream, and that's plan A, but you keep telling me about plan C, D, E, F, and G, blocked. Right? If you tell me you want to do something in life, and your actions don't align with that vision, blocked. Right? If you're a distraction to my mission, blocked. Bro, it's my focus. It's my focus. All right? I'm headed towards these mountains, Alex. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I source businesses every single day, while still quarterbacking the whole process to get this thing closed, completely by myself. But I'm still hitting that 5 to 10 targets every single day. Why? Because I love it. And it's like all that stuff is going to compound. I am obsessed with the season that I'm in of daily deposits leading to exponential results 5 years from now. I don't want a backup plan. I don't want a safety net. I enjoy the trenches. I very much love this incredibly intense mental season of it being crazy scary to where I have no choice but to win. It is so exciting down here. I thrive down here. Nimrod said it right. I got that dog mentality. And that penguin mentality too, apparently. One more time for the chat.
But one of them caught our eye.
That's right.
The one in the center.
That's right.
He would neither go towards the feeding
all the way or
grounds
don't
at
go
the
at
edge
all.
of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony,
We really
he would
watched the penguins.
immediately head right back for the mountains.
W penguin.
But why?
Moral of the story is beat a penguin, dogs. Beat a penguin, y'all. All right? And maybe don't short natural gas just yet. Because we don't know what could happen. No, so back to your actual question, Alex. If I were to actually like summarize it, I think it's my focus, discipline, ambition, hustle, as well as my charisma. Thank you. I'm extremely personable with business owners. I don't give off finance energy, and I think it's very comforting to a lot of old school business owners that are kind of scared of the suits. I'm obsessed with underlying businesses to where it's not a monetary driver in why I'm doing this. Like some people are literally working in finance just for the bonus. I very much do it because it feels like a video game mentally. Like I love the video game of learning about things and having like a gamble to see if you're right about what you learned, as well as trying to find really cool proprietary ways to unlock more value or margin, to free up more free cash flow, to then play more video games. You know, so I think it's just like very naturally like that's my setup. What's your budget for buying a company? Well, for the holding company, we can buy anything. For like the self-funded ones, we can buy multi-billion-dollar, not billion, like multi-million-dollar companies, self-funded. But if we're looking at a roll-up and it requires $100 million, make 2 or 3 phone calls, and we got that capital ready to roll. So we're super blessed with the network that we have. We're incredible to have the people that have lots of dollars that want to support us and back us. So we got a big budget. And then, as you all can see, we have $876 to spend with Chat Capital, so we can buy anything. Nah, that's for the public bucket. But eventually, I'm gonna buy some private business with as it gets to like millions of dollars. I told you guys, with Chat Capital, I'm never selling it. It's always gonna be deployed. Like I'm gonna show you all how to really take this thing from a live stream with $875 to $875,000. Watch. Anything's possible. Like literally anything's possible. That's what I realized. And there's so much money to be made out here. Like it's just a game. You gotta hustle and find the edge. So, and I wouldn't be too like right now the market is just moving based on the headline of the tariff positioning. And I guarantee you it'll change binary back and forth over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So be careful with a little bit of choppiness in the markets, y'all. And as Duvid said, this business, Make My Trip, is just, we're passing on this. I'm not a buyer of that. FPT Capital. Wow, this is theoretically the first FPT Capital, y'all. FPT Capital is the IT services business in Vietnam that A-Dub pointed out. This is actually the very first one. Oh, I said FPT Capital. I should have said FPT Corp. My bad, y'all. Typo. This is the first business that you all said buy. It's kind of impressive. And it's pretty funny because we can't like buy it because it's on the Ho Chi Minh thing, stock exchange. You can't buy that. But it's just cool to see that this business is it's like a real thriving company, yo. They out there doing their thing. They out there doing their thing. And as y'all can see, they're crushing it. Revenue from IT services and foreign markets, they're doing the dang thing. So if anybody is in the Vietnamese market, take a look at FPT Corp. And then I got to do some more diligence on photonics. I'm trying to get in touch with a professor that can teach me about photonics and photomask. And then here's another one, Amphenol. It's buying time with this tariff stuff. Yeah, it's really buying time with this stuff, you know. So, but chat, I missed my window to go to the gym because I had so much fun with you guys. But I'm going to go to the home gym here. So, I had so much fun on stream today. I had so much fun. We were so locked in. We were so locked in. I'm going to make a thumbnail for a video. And then I'm probably going to play a quick game. Do that off stream though, because I'm getting really bad at Arc Raiders. Tomorrow, do you guys want to see me play Arc Raiders and stuff like that? I just suck right now. I don't want to be bad in front of you guys. I want to be better first. But it all comes down to motion. And like it really all just comes down to motion, y'all. An object in motion stays in motion. Like, you just have to remember, one foot in front of the other. Daily deposits every single day. That's all it requires for you to be locked in and have exponential progress in the long term. And that's the point of these streams, is to just have everyday motion. We learned so much today. We vibe coded. We're building empires. We learned about the natural gas spike. Like, we're just out here doing the dang thing. All right? And we got Marus in the chat. We got Edwin in the chat. Nimros, Cassius. Is it Cassius or Cassius? I think Cassius, right? Pull out all y'all, some shred lords. We are making moves. You know what I'm saying? So an object in motion just stays in motion. So with that, I wish you all the absolute best this evening. New videos dropping either tomorrow or Friday, probably Friday. We're doing like some cool editing and audio tweaks. This one's gonna like feel more polished, like updated, more personal version of like our older stuff. So I think you guys are gonna like it. We're talking about some funky businesses you can buy. So that'll be a super exciting one. So make sure you guys check that out when it drops. But if you haven't hit the like button on the stream, bang that like button. And if you are able to buy a stock in the Vietnamese Ho Chi Minh stock market, do your own research. But we did some together on FPT. How high you want me to jump, man? We're rocking and rolling. This guy. You tell somebody to jump, they say how high. That's the motto. That's the motto. Right? That's the freaking motto. That's how we roll around here. This is chat capital. We're all about momentum because an object in motion stays in motion. We're about setting the standards, setting the pace, and building the systems for daily deposits to achieve our goals, to set a vision, to build businesses, to invest accordingly, and to make sound financial judgment. That's what we're doing here. That's literally what we're doing here. And if that doesn't deserve a freaking like and subscribe, I don't know what does. All right, chat. I'm going to go get 15 minutes on a treadmill on 15-inch incline and 3-speed while I watch anime. And then I'm going to get back to this desk and freaking crank because we got to prepare for a management meeting with this roofing owner on Friday. And then I'm going to build a thumbnail myself. I got this thumbnail tutorial ready to roll. And then I'm going to prepare an internship program for our guy, Chris, because he's one of the biggest W's of today. And he built a literal project management system tool for one of our portfolio companies. W Chris. So we appreciate y'all. Sorry if anybody was on Twitch. I couldn't do Twitch today because it had all the drop frames and stuff. So I don't know how to multi-stream. I'm going to try to have AI help me with the whole tech upgrade to be able to multi-stream tomorrow. But YouTube's still taking care of us. All right. So with that, Shred Lords, as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Keep on learning. Keep making smart money moves. When they say jump, you say how high. And let's freaking rock and roll.